Good morning, everyone. I'm Chris Nuttall, a meteorologist with the National Weather Service in Shreveport, and today marks the beginning of Louisiana Fall Severe Weather Awareness Week, which runs from today, Sunday, October 18th, through Saturday, October 24th. The spring of 2020 was very active for severe weather across northern Louisiana. While we typically see our primary severe weather season during the spring, we can't let our guard down when it comes to severe weather during the fall season. Tornadoes, strong and damaging wind gusts, large hail, flash flooding, all of this can occur during the fall as well. With the peak of the fall 2020 severe weather season fast approaching, the National Weather Service, in cooperation with the Governor's Office of Homeland Security and Emergency Preparedness, has designated this week, the week of October 18th, as Fall Severe Weather Awareness Week. Each day this week, we will highlight a different topic. Today's topic is about having a plan and getting ready for severe weather. On Monday, we'll talk about how to receive warnings through wireless emergency alerts and NOAA All Hazards Weather Radio. On Tuesday, we'll talk about severe thunderstorms and severe thunderstorm safety. On Wednesday, we'll talk about tornadoes and tornado safety. The routine weekly NOAA Weather Radio test will include instructions for a tornado drill scheduled to occur at 9:15 a.m. on Wednesday morning. Thursday, we'll talk about flash flooding. Friday, winter weather. And on Saturday, we'll end by talking about mobile home safety. So what we're going to talk about today is having a severe weather plan, making a severe weather plan. So there's three things to really keep in mind when it comes to a severe weather plan, and that's making the plan, knowing the plan, and practicing the plan. So make your severe weather plan before you need it. That's the whole thing to being prepared, is having that ready to go in advance. Your family may not be together when a disaster strikes, so it's important to plan ahead, plan in advance. How will you get to a safe place? What is your safe place? If you're separated, how will you contact one another? Where will you meet? How will you get back together? And what will you do in different situations? What if one of you is at work, the other is at school, and the other is at home? What if one of you is on the road traveling somewhere? What if you're all at the store shopping? What if you're at the movie theater? What if you're at the park? You need to make these plans and know what to do for every situation. So you can start to put your plan together by sitting down and having a discussion with your family and all those in your household. Consider some of these questions below as you're putting this plan together. How will you receive emergency alerts and warnings? What's your shelter plan? Should you update your emergency preparedness kit? Are the items in that kit up to date and current? And especially now, check with the CDC. Perhaps you need to update your plans due to COVID-19. Consider if there are any specific needs in your household. Do you have different ages of members within your family and household? For example, do you have very young children? Do you have, very young children, adults, and then elderly? Are there any specific medical or dietary needs with those in your household? And do you have any pets? Download and fill out a family emergency preparedness plan, or use it as a guide and a template to create your own. And then practice that plan with everyone in your household. So again, make your plan, know your plan, practice your plan. That will help you figure out exactly what you need to do, and then when severe weather strikes, you'll know exactly everyone will know what to do to take action. So building your severe weather safety kit. There's many items that you can include. The first is just your basic disaster supply kit, which could include lots of things, medication, canned food, bottled water. There is a pretty long list of these types of things, and there's two websites that you can go to that really do a good job of suggesting what to put in a disaster supply kit and how to make one. The first is weather.gov/ALI/emergency supplies kit, and the other is ready.gov/kit. Of course, we always recommend that you have battery-operated ways of receiving information. So a battery-operated weather radio and a battery-operated TV and AM/FM radio are two very highly recommended things that you should have. A map to track storms so you can figure out where they are in relation to your location. Shoes, that way if you have to venture out after a tornado or severe thunderstorm has gone through, there's probably going to be lots of debris on the ground. If any buildings have been damaged, there may be nails, sharp objects, sharp debris. You don't want to step on any of those barefoot and injure yourself. Identification for yourself if you have to leave the area and then return. If you have to evacuate, you may need to show your identification to the authorities to prove that you live in the area to gain access back to your home afterward. Car keys and a cell phone. I want to talk real quick about the difference between a watch and a warning. Whenever you hear that a watch has been issued, it means that conditions are favorable for severe weather or for tornadoes to develop. It doesn't mean that they will, but it means that the conditions are there. So a watch means be prepared. Now is the time to start putting your severe weather plan, getting that first and foremost in your mind. Now is the time to make sure everyone knows the plan, be ready to take shelter if it's needed, have that way to get weather updates. Start paying attention to things. Don't just, when you hear a watch has been issued, don't ignore it and go on doing what you're doing. Stay in tune, stay updated, check the weather periodically, make sure that, where the severe weather is, if it's getting closer to you. Start paying attention. Be prepared is what it means when a watch has been issued. Now, when you hear that a warning has been issued, a tornado warning or a severe thunderstorm warning, that means now is the time to take action. That means a tornado is coming. A tornado is ongoing. A tornado has been spotted. A severe thunderstorm is occurring. It's on its way. So take shelter now. Now is the time to put your severe weather plan into action. Take cover now. Get into that safe place. And now is the time that you should be listening to all sources of weather information. Some general safety tips, know your safe place. That's the key to all of this. Know where to go when severe weather is coming. And that applies for wherever you are, whether you're at home, whether you're at work, whether you're at the store, maybe you're out at the park enjoying a nice day. Wherever you are, know where that safe place is for severe weather. And, thunderstorms don't have to be quote unquote severe to harm you. Lightning is dangerous. If you're outdoors, when thunder roars, go indoors. If you're at a sporting event, that means that it's game over. You need to, abandon that sporting event and take shelter. If you're out fishing, being over the open water, over the open lake, is a very dangerous place to be during a thunderstorm. We do not issue warnings or any advisories of any kind for lightning. All thunderstorms, by definition, contain lightning. You're very exposed out on a lake. If you hear thunder, you need to head for shore immediately. When thunder roars, go indoors. Head for shore. Take shelter. Even your car would be a good place to be during a lightning storm. If you're out there on the lake, get into shore, tie your boat up, and then take shelter in your vehicle. We also have lots of campgrounds in our area. And, lightning, you are not safe from lightning in a tent. You're basically just outside. A little, thin nylon wall or canvas wall of a tent is not shelter from lightning. So you should find a sturdy building for shelter. That should be your first choice at all times. But if that's not available, take shelter in your car with the windows up. And, that should keep you safe from any kind of lightning. But again, the same rules apply that I've been talking about for all of this. If you're in a boat or if you're out camping, know the forecast before you go out. Notify your family and friends of your plans. That way if something happens, they'll know to check in. If you don't reach them, if you're out of contact and they know severe weather's gone in, they'll be able to maybe send somebody to help you. Have an evacuation plan for wherever you're going. Know where and how fast, how long it's going to take you to find shelter, and make sure you have a safety kit and a weather radio available. So again, just to wrap up real quick, I want to talk about the topics that we're going to cover for the rest of this week for Louisiana Fall Severe Weather Awareness Week. Today we're talking about having a plan and getting ready for severe weather. On Monday we'll talk about how to receive warning information. through wireless emergency alerts on your cell phone or NOAA All Hazards Weather Radio. On Tuesday, we'll talk about severe thunderstorms. On Wednesday, we'll talk about tornado safety. And the routine weekly NOAA Weather Radio test on Wednesday will also include instructions for a tornado drill that is scheduled to occur at 9:15 a.m. Central Daylight Time on Wednesday. That will be a great time to make sure that everybody knows your severe weather safety plan and a time to practice your plan during that tornado drill. It's a perfect time to practice that plan. Thursday, we'll talk about flash flooding. Friday, we'll talk about winter weather. And on Saturday, to wrap things up, we'll talk about mobile home safety during severe weather. So that concludes this video. Again, thank you for watching. Stay tuned to our social media feeds here on Facebook and Twitter for more updates throughout the week as we go through Louisiana Severe Weather Awareness Week. Have a good day.